entrepreneurs, people below the age of 30, and they ventured into that space of business and they're doing fine. Some of them have been through, and based on what they do, they've shared some of their products with us or their items with us. So I remember Kofi, for example, was here, and he belonged to iSpark because he came down from the States and he bought the company and he's running iSpark right now. We have had Gamel Clothing join us, and of course Gamel gave us some wonderful clothing to those of you who called us and want something, and we've given some eto and pair and all that. We've given a couple of things out on Tuesdays. This afternoon I have another young man. He's also below the age of 30, and he's ventured into animal farming. So he has a farm, and on the farm he rears cattle. He has ninchi, he has a piggery farm, he has rabbit, he has a few other things. And you know what, this afternoon what we'll be doing is that if you want to ask him any questions when I am done asking my questions, when you call us and you have questions for him, fine. But if you call us and you're interested in any of his products or the processed meat, we'll give some to you for free as well. So, for example, if you call and you tell me that, David, I want sausages, we'll give you sausages. If you call and say you want a rabbit's meat, we'll give you rabbit meat. If you call and you say, for example, you want some pork meat or pork, we'll give you pork. If you want cow meat, cattle, we'll give you cattle. I mean, you tell us what you want, that's exactly what you get. Even if you want the rabbit meat, you would get the rabbit meat. It's now 4 minutes past 2, and it's The Diary, starting young in Ghana.
Something new is coming.
Yes, indeed, something new is coming. So watch the space here on Love 99.5. So this young man that I'll be engaging with for the next, let's say, 55 minutes or so is Kwabena Dakwa Mensah, and he owns a business called the 90s Honcho. 90s Honcho. Kwabena, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm well. So you're below the age of 30?
Yes, please.
And you've already, ventured into entrepreneurship.
By grace.
I have a lot of questions on my mind to ask you. But tell me first of all about the name, 90s Honcho. And what is it all about?
Okay, so before, the name was just Honcho.
Honcho.
That was the idea. The name was just Honcho.
Okay. Is that a nickname of yours or something?
No, it's not.
Where's it from?
It's a Latin American word, which actually means a leader or a master.
A leader or a master.
Yeah.
You see yourself as a leader?
Yes, I do.
You see yourself as a master?
Maybe yes.
All right, so right now on Facebook, we're showing you some of the things that this young gentleman is into, Kwabena Dakwa Mensah. Listen, join us on Facebook, LUV 99.5. That is how you're going to find us on Facebook. Now, aside from the fact that he has a farm, and we have told you that he rears cattle, he has piggery, he has rabbit, he has a few other things. He also processes his own meat. And so check it out on Facebook right now. We're showing you some of the things that he's into. For example, right now we have some minced meat that we're showing you on Facebook. Those are processed meat from his factory as well. And he's only 28 years old. I didn't want to say it, but I had to. He's below 30, I said. Gamel Clothing himself is also below 28 years, and you guys are doing so well. So tell me, you've been to the university.
Yep.
You have a master's degree.
Yep.
How come you landed in farming, and animal farming for that matter? It's an area most people wouldn't want to be in.
Well, I would say I agree, but then again, it's arguable.
Okay.
So, quite a number of people I know would love to farm. Some people believe it's tedious. Some people believe it's impossible. But I think I love farming.
Okay.
I have the passion for it. So yes, it makes it easier. Again, I don't think I can sit at a desk to work.
Why do you think you can sit at a desk and work? Why do you think so?
Because it's not as if I've never tried. I have. Maybe internships, maybe paid works, yes. But the problem I face is your views are not welcome. So even though, yes, I have a boss, I have a view I want to share, it may not be valid, but could be heard. Sometimes you believe this is something you have passion for. For example, I had passion for real estate.
Okay.
But the problem I faced was I worked with some bosses. I loved them. Yes, they made me put my works across, what I thought would work and what I found wrong. To others, that's a no-no. You don't go there. Some people also want you to work more than you are supposed to work. So I understand the regular 8 to 5. Or, I mean, it's not 9 to 5, as we say. It's actually 8 to 5. So, I mean, I get in before 8. I leave at 5, right on time. But you find that some bosses need you to work extra. I'm not saying I'm not willing to, but if it becomes a thing, you should be willing to pay for it.
So that's how come you find yourself where you are,
Yes.
because you don't want to work for anybody.
I would say yes.
You don't want to work for anybody. So growing up, would you say that farming was a dream thing? It's something that you nurtured when you were growing up?
It's always been, yes. I used to go to the farm as a child. So we had this, me and my brothers would go to the farm, maybe Saturdays and Sundays. They'll take me along when they're going. So I would say farming has been part of it. I've always wondered how certain things come up, like crops, even though I'm not into plantations. I do wonder how they come up, how this and that, the time they're supposed to be ready for harvest, 3 months down the line, how people master all of these. It's fascinating, I must say.
Okay. So you are into animal farming, and I have mentioned already that you're into cattle, you are into piggery, and you're into rabbits. Is that all you're into?
Well, at the moment, yes.
At the moment, yes. And Kate and Co. Please let's go back to some of the the livestock he has. If we can show our listeners on Facebook, his piggery. Okay, so that's a portion of the piggery, and of course later we show you the rabbit and stuff like that. Oh, this is listen. It's afternoon. This afternoon. Afternoon radio.
Happens every time.
It happens every time, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the cattle. No, let's start from this. How did it all start for you?
Okay, so I've known rabbits to be pets.
No, I'm talking about the farming itself.
Oh, the farming itself.
At what point in time did you say to yourself, listen, it's about time that I ventured into farming. I'm going to start.
I would say 23.
At the age of 23?
I think so.
So you
22
began,
or 23.
You began at the age of 22, 23. But you were in school at the time.
I was in school, yes.
And that's how you started your farm?
Yes, so what I realized was in Ghana, it's not that expensive to pay someone to look after your farm. That's an advantage for me.
Cheap labor, that's what you're saying?
Cheap labor.
I see.
So, provided you're going to make the person comfortable, give them a better life from what they have been through. So, for example, a lot of people need somewhere to stay.
Okay.
So we have a little place where someone can stay on the farm.
So you created that idea that, let's say, I'm going to start a farm, for example, and I need to create a space for somebody to live. While taking care of the animals as well.
Somewhere comfortable enough for them to even bring along their family.
So that's how come you started. Did you start with piggery?
I started with piggery.
Why?
At that moment, I had met a man, and he was into piggery.
Okay.
I was fascinated about how a person can have over 800 pigs. So I would say, I don't know what to call it, but it was overwhelming. And if I looked at his life and looked at what he was doing, you could tell he had passion for it. You could tell he did it with ease. You could tell he was comfortable, if I should use the word profitable.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But one would ask, I mean, so you wanted to go into farming at the age of 22, 23, where I was
in uni.
You were in university. How did you get a capital to start? Because, many a time when you want to talk to people about business, startup capital is always a big deal as to how to come about it. And I'm happy and proud to say that at least for the past 2 weeks, I have had conversations on entrepreneurship on the radio, and I've engaged with people from the EIP, and they're willing to pump some amount of money into people's businesses. And so we are on track to help them with some 20,000 Ghana cedis or so to invest into their businesses. But how did you start? How were you able to get money to get the land and do all this?
Actually, the land before, when we started, the land was a small piece of land. It was a family land.
Oh, it was a family land?
It was a family land.
Oh, okay.
At the moment, that's not where we are anymore. But when we started, I would say the land wasn't just what we needed. We needed a whole lot of things. For example, we needed to put up structures. We needed to pay people. We needed to make sure there's which is actually what takes most of the capital or whatever we have, was the feed.
Okay, feeding the
Buying
animals.
feed
Yeah, okay.
for animals.
Okay. So how did you
Yes.
get money for all that?
Okay, I have a friend. I won't say I had. I still have a friend. Kokuan Prochum Jabe, that's his name.
Okay.
So his father gave us some amount of money because he believed in farming too, even though he was an architect. So
Who is the architect?
His father is
the
an
father.
architect.
The father is an
Yes.
architect. Okay.
he gave us some amount of money then. I would say was quite an amount. Maybe not today, but yes, it was. Even then, 10,000 Ghana cedis today is still not change. It's still a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. So,
So
what he gave you
He
10,000.
gave us 10,000 cedis because
Is it a joint business or you own the business?
it's not a joint business. And Bertrum was interested in the business.
Okay.
However, he knew that wasn't him.
Okay.
He was more about accounting.
Okay.
So yeah. So what the advantage was, I had the land. His father gave us the money.
Okay.
I would say I grew up with him, basically.
With Amprechum.
Yeah.
So you're more like brothers,
Brothers.
not friends.
Not
kind
friends.
of.
I would actually call.
Okay, so the
brothers.
father gave the money to Amprechum. He gave the money to you
Directly.
and
He gave
then
it to me directly.
The father gave the money
front
to
of
you.
him. Yeah.
The father gave the money to you
In front of him.
and that's how you started.
Yes.
So you started with how many pigs
About 7 pigs.
at the time?
Yeah, that time. We had 2 male and 5 female.
Okay.
So the 5 female at that time were not for sale. Strict. The seven pigs we had were not for sale. They were breeders for us. So they were supplying all the pigs we have. So I think 4 years down the line before we had to get new breeders.
Okay, I see. And so how many pigs, let's say, do you have right now?
At the moment,
Roughly.
we're looking about 350 to 400
350.
pigs.
Because you've been selling,
Including piglets.
so you're selling and rearing, selling and rearing, so to and fro.
Yeah.
But currently you have about
About
350.
350.
And we're showing you portions of his farm where he has his piglets and the other ones. This is The Diary. It's a magazine conversation that comes up your way every afternoon. And on Tuesdays for some time now, we have introduced what we call the Starting Young in Ghana. Starting Young in Ghana. And we've had young Ghanaian entrepreneurs come through the studios and share their experiences with us. This is just to encourage you. If you have nurtured a business idea for a while, or you've just begun a business and the challenges that you're faced with right now is discouraging you, you are thinking about giving up and all that, listening to the stories of these young people is going to maybe encourage you to stay in there. He is below 30 years. He's 28 years, actually. Garment Clothing is way below 30 years as well. And so now you have some 350 pigs, including piglets. And you've done this for a while, but you started with only 7.
7.
How about the cattle? How many cattle do you have?
At the moment, we're looking at about 80, if not more, 80.
So let's say roughly 100.
Yeah, about.
And how many
about
did you start with?
the cattle were not a lot. I think 5.
You started with 5.
Yeah, I think there was only 1 male because we had 2 male, but just when we got them, I think we realized 1 male wasn't really strong.
Potent or strong? What do you mean by
I would
not
say strong. It looked weak.
Okay.
So yeah, we started with 5.
Okay. And now you have almost what?
Yeah.
100, getting
But
to
we do
100.
sell every now and then.
That's
so
the
at the
trend.
moment, we should have about 80 to 100.
And then you're also into what?
Rabbit.
Rabbits.
The
Tell me
favorite
about
part.
that. That's what
The
favorite?
favorite part. Favorite annoying part.
Tell me about it. The favorite annoying part. Tell me about it. And listeners, I have said that when the guys come into the cities, young as they are, and they're willing to, give out, it makes me happy. So this afternoon, for example, we've got some processed meat we'll be giving our way to you. You've heard him already talk about the fact that he has pigs. He's into piggery. He's talked about the cattle. He's just about to tell us about the rabbits. So later this afternoon, if you want any of the processed meat, the weekend is just around the corner because tomorrow is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If you want some processed meat for any meal at all you'll be preparing, we'll be giving some to you for free. So you call us and you tell us, for example, like, listen, I want some sausages, or I want some rabbits, or I want some cattle meat, or I want some pig meat. We'll give it to you. We'll give it to you for free. I mean, just go enjoy. So you said it's a fun part, but still what?
It's the fun annoying part.
The fun annoying part. Tell us about the fun
all the
annoying
animals, it's the fun and annoying one.
part. The rabbits.
Yeah, it's cute. It's quite fun to play with, but problem is they pee everywhere. God,
The pee.
everywhere.
And what? That's annoying to you?
It's annoying because it smells so bad. Yeah, so they pee a lot, and in as much as they are cute and they don't require a lot of attention like the rest, the pain just doesn't stop.
I like the look on his face when he talks about the pee.
Yeah, the pain just doesn't stop. And they do, especially when it's cold. You realize that they try to cuddle each other.
Okay.
So it's quite cute when you see them like that in the morning. Yeah.
All right, so that's your story so far, and we're showing you some of his rabbits right now. So on our Facebook pages, LUV 99.5 FM. How would you say the journey has been like so far for you? Tough, rough, or smooth?
It's a mixture, I would say. It's been bumpy. It's been smooth. And what else can I say? Well, it hasn't been easy.
It hasn't been
I
easy.
will be honest.
What are some of the challenges you have encountered, in this line of business?
Working with people and time management, big problem.
But you talked about you working with people and they're not taking your ideas or your suggestions. You had problems with it. You talked about the fact that you had challenges with staying on beyond the normal 8 to 5 where people were expecting you to work. Now you're complaining about working with people?
Okay, so I would say in this type of business, I would say with 90s Honcho, we probably would have only we probably have only one person who is not a friend. We're all friends.
Okay.
So
Okay.
everybody's got a regular job. So it's more or less we try to do this every little chance we get. Sometimes after work. Sometimes we work late in the night. We need to package meat for whoever, about say 6 to let's say 10 p.m. But we know everybody gets off at 5. By 5, we know you're closed. But we still get people coming in after 6.
Why would you want to work with people whom you know have busy schedules as well? There are many people out there who are unemployed and would grab an opportunity to work,
True.
For you. So why don't you look at, employing people?
True. I would look at that actually. But these are people that I would say I shared this idea with, and they kind of understand where I'm coming from.
So, okay,
For the average university graduate, even though you're making a salary, we all know that it's not enough. Everybody, or almost everyone I know, wishes to have a side business. Side business usually should be for you. But then again, it could also be for somebody. It could be for the team. I believe in teamwork.
But this business is your business.
It's my business, but I
own it.
I own it.
Do you pay them for working with you or for you? You pay them?
I do. I just don't pay myself.
Why don't you pay yourself?
Because I don't think the business is where I can pay myself yet.
You don't think the business is where
I can pay myself
you can
yet.
pay yourself?
At the moment, I think I need all the resources I can. Until I actually need to go into those coffers, I would rather not. Because I rather want to use this. I believe in advertisement. I rather want to use these resources to venture into advertisement and things like that, like all these Instagram ads and all that. So I don't pay myself. I've actually had an amazing month where, the first 2 months or so when we started, they all said they don't want salary.
Okay.
So I believe they also share the same passion with me. Everybody wants to move forward, and we don't want the usual 9 to 5 where the salary never changes.
Okay. So in case you just joined us, it's a Tuesday, and for some time now on Tuesday afternoons on The Diary, we have introduced a new segment we call Starting Young in Ghana. Starting Young in Ghana. And today we have a 28-year-old Kwabena Dakwa Mensah, who owns a business called the 90s Honcho. And, he has a farm. All right. So he has almost 80 to 100 cattle on his farm. He has some 350, pigs, including piglets. He has large number of rabbits as well. And he's doing fine. And this afternoon, we'll be giving out some processed meats as well. We'll be giving you some free processed meats. That is if you want it, just to enjoy. But talking about the processed meat, we have some on our Facebook page right now. Go check it out. So this guy has his own farm, and he's also processing his meat. It beats my mind how come you're doing this, because many people would say, well, once you own the farm, why don't you rear these animals and just sell them? But you are also processing them. And then we'll be showing you how the processing goes. We don't show you everything in detail, but we'll be showing you some of the things that he's been doing by way of processing. And okay, so that's on right now on Facebook. It's on right now on Facebook where, they're processing some meat. But what would you say are some of the other challenges you face, especially in this business you're running? I asked this question having at the back of my mind that it's quite common to see a lot of cattle on our streets. It's common. You go to some places, there are some mechanic shops around Asafo. When you get there, you see a lot of pigs in drains, just relaxing and all that. But you have a farm where you're keeping these animals and you're rearing them. The ones that I see outside, I'm sure that they will not be given any, medication.
Yeah.
But from what I am seeing, you would be spending something in terms of medication on these animals. They are in an enclosed environment. It will be more expensive. And yet you're competing on the market with people who are not really caring much for their animals. How is it like out there for you?
It is hard, I must say. But what keeps me going is, I believe, for example, people I went in school with, I believe that kind of group of people, I mean, I can't target everybody, yes, but I believe that a group of people who understand what we're doing. For example, we portray or we talk about our type of packaging a lot. That's one of our strongholds. That's our marketing strategy. We bend so much on this and we don't compromise on it at all because of certain benefits it has. So our packaging is called vacuum packaging.
We'll talk about the packaging in a bit. I just want to know how it is like for you.
It's hard.
I mean, the fact that you have these animals, let's say on a farm,
Yeah.
an enclosed area, and you're keeping them and even feeding them. I'm sure they not be feeding on the kind of things that
No.
others feed their animals with.
No. They have specific feeds,
Yes.
specific measurement. But it's hard, and I'll say it's fun because, for example, people on the farm taking care of these animals, some of them haven't been to school. They don't understand certain measurements. Why can't you just pour this and just get away with it? But you need to make them understand that no, you need, let's say, 15 kilograms of corn and maybe 16 kilograms of pumpkin or cake or whatever mixture you're trying to make for the pig or for the cattle. It's I would say competitively, it's hard because I spend more when it comes to that. But I believe in the health of people. I mean, of course.
You mean your consumers, the people, your customers and consumers. Okay.
I mean, I understand a business needs to make profits, yes. But then again, I also believe that people will be willing to pay for when they know they're not being cheated, they're given the right stuff, and they know that you are actually thinking about their health or looking out for them. Today, a lot of people in Ghana suffer from a whole lot of things due to what they eat. But the average Ghanaian probably doesn't pay much attention to that. Luckily for us, coming up, these young ones, like myself, are paying attention to this. Even the grown-ups are paying attention to this today. A lot of people are looking like organic stuff.
Okay. So now we can talk about the packaging because you have a farm. You're rearing these animals. I mean, so we're talking about the pigs, we're talking about the cattle, we're talking about the rabbits. Why don't you just stick to that area of business? I mean, you're a farmer. Why don't you stick to that? Why would you want to venture into processing, the meat as well?
Okay, so growing up, I've seen a lot of business people who all believe in the buying and selling. Well, buying and selling is good, is great, but I believe in value added before selling. Even if I wasn't a farmer and I was to buy these animals, I would still love to add value because I believe it's a chain. So the farmer sells to the butcher. Butcher probably pays for it and adds value just by slaughtering. And how much you need? 2 kilos, whatever. Package it for you and still makes profit out of that.
Yeah.
So I believe if the animals are mine and I am the butcher, someone in that chain is out. That's how come I can still compete with the market. If a butcher is on the market today, how much they bought it from the farmer is still cheaper than how much they're selling it for. Whatever they're selling it for, I can bridge that gap, still make a little profit, and see somebody healthier. So
you think that farmers are not paid for the work they do, for whatever they have? They're not getting the right price for their produce?
True. I believe in that. This was one of the challenges for me venturing into this venture. But I'm always looking for ways to cut the chain. The longer the chain, the lower the profit. So if I'm able to bridge that gap, have a circular economy of my own where I control everything, I can still take my products out there.
What makes you think that you can continue to do this and to survive it? Because I know quite a number of people who are older and have done this for quite a while now, and they some of them are struggling. Some of them are struggling, and also what gives you that conviction that, listen, in as much as they might not be doing that well, they might be struggling and all, you will still be in there, you succeed. I mean, farming and going into the processed meat as well.
Well, I believe it's not just about selling, or it's not just about making money. I believe in strategy. So, like I said, I will probably put a lot of resources into advertisement today because I understand what advertisement does. So Coca-Cola for about 30 years didn't make any profit. It was all they put in everything they make into advertisements. I don't think today they need to advertise.
But they still advertise
They still
sometimes. And talking about advertisement, after this show, I'm going to get you somebody who will be, running some accounts for you. You can be on Love FM, you can be on Insura FM.
Okay.
And we advertise. We have a large number of audience, from television to radio and of course online. So we'll do some business as well together.
Sure.
So you think that, well, if farmers are not getting their money's worth based on what they have farmed, you should be looking at adding value to what it is that you're producing.
Yeah.
And that's why you are into the processing of your meat. And we have a machine right now on Facebook. Listeners, you can go check it out. I don't know how big this machine is, but is this minced meat I'm seeing?
Yeah, that's minced
That's
meat.
minced meat. So it's just what? Blending.
Yeah, sort of blending.
The meat. This machine, is it locally made?
Oh,
Or
no.
you imported it?
I had to import.
You had to import.
Yeah. Even those who sell here, it's imported. So yeah. I know a couple of people who sell in Ghana, but it's all imported. Yeah.
So how did he get the knowledge to know how to do all these? I know people who say, for example, I've gone to KNUST, I saw this person or that person, and I engaged with this person, and it's helped me and gotten some, knowledge on rearing and all that. How are you able to gather the necessary information that is enabling you to do all that you're doing?
Well, mostly it began from reading. And
Yourself?
reading myself.
Yourself, okay.
Yeah. Mostly it was reading for me. Then not just reading the books. Then I went to reading journals online, what people have done abroad. Had the chance to see some myself, some farms and what they do, machines they use. I may not have their type of machines, but I believe I'm getting there. Let me put it like that. So certain machines I probably even didn't know how to use it. Certain machines I had only heard about them. Even in the journals, they didn't say how it's used. But I knew it was a requirement if I wanted to make sausages. And if I want to make sausages, I need a sausage stuffer. Or I need a sausage filler. That's what people call it here. So if I need a sausage filler, how do you operate a sausage filler? That's where I needed some technical people. So yeah, I had certain encounters with people at abattoir. Kumasi abattoir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did learn a couple of things from there. We had to pay for certain things too, even with my friends. We had to pay for certain times that we have to go there, maybe 3 times a week, to see what they do. They probably will give us a call in the morning to let us know what they're doing. If we're interested, we show up. So myself and my friends, like I said, 2 or 3 of them, we go there to see what's going on, how it's done, how it's worked on. In certain rare cases, we had to actually carry the machine over there because they do have similar ones. Maybe we probably will have the advanced because we just bought it. They've had it for years. So we go there, they teach us how they use this. We all together try to figure out how to work ours. And then when we figure it out, we bring it back to the processing facility before we actually even set it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So now you process your meat, and still on Facebook right now, listeners, you can go check it out. The minced meat is being processed. It's being processed, and so when you get there, you can see it. Let's talk about sales. Do you have sales outlets where you can say, okay, so this supermarket gets my stuff and sells on my behalf, or stuff like that? I mean, let's talk about sales. How is it like for you? Because again, people get up and they walk straight to Mayanka
True.
and they buy their meat.
True.
You know, here you are, you're processing yours, you're bagging them nicely and all that. How is business like? How are you selling it?
Well, it's been tough, I would say. So at the moment, in Kumasi, we don't have a walk-in store. So mostly people will pick our numbers from Instagram or all these social media platforms. Maybe see a flyer of ours, give us a call, place their order. We arrange for delivery to deliver it. That's what we're currently doing in Kumasi. We haven't actually found anybody stocking our stuff entirely. However, we do have Nadville, Honjo Atinga Junction, stocks about 3 of the products.
Okay, so you have at least a few outlets that's doing so for you. How about having your own outlet where you have your own place where you're selling your own stuff?
We're looking into that. We're getting there. We're not there yet. It's part of the plan. Maybe 6 months from now, that's the goal, to get our own space to sell. In Accra, we have a vendor who stocks everything
Of yours?
of ours.
Okay.
That's frozen outlets.
Do you have a farm in Accra?
No.
So what you rear them here,
We rear them here,
you process them in
process
here,
them.
and then you move them to Accra?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So usually by a cold van, they get to Accra. Frozen outlet is at Labadi,
Okay.
just not far from the police station. So we do that, and then whoever places orders, whether through us or through them,
You just
we just sell. Some people also order online, and it has to go all the way to maybe Sunyani or Boase.
Are you making profit?
That's a tough one. Well, yes, I would say. If nothing at all, I would say we're breaking even. But I believe it's a long-term goal. So it's expected, and it's a startup, barely a year old. So at least we're not making losses.
Where do you see yourself in the next, let's say, 5 years?
In the next 5 years, we are hoping to have at least 2 stores in Accra, 2 stores in Kumasi, owned by us, of course. And we are looking to expand our farm from a 4.5 acre land to a 10 acre land.
Have you acquired the land yet?
Yes,
Or
we
is-
have.
You have?
We have.
You have acquired it already?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We just haven't finished works on it. But we have by grace.
So I know that a lot of, people who go into animal farming would want to do poultry. Do you have a poultry farm yourself?
No, I don't.
You don't rear birds?
No.
Why?
Well, I wouldn't say it's not something I've thought of. I have. I would want to try, even though have a little scare because of the whole bird flu and the rest. But then again, I believe if I have never encountered swine flu in all these years of rearing pigs, I believe I can do it. So it's something I'm looking at the moment. Haven't come to a conclusion yet, but I hope I get there.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, in case you just joined us, you're listening to The Diary on Love 99.5, and we have Kwabena Dakwa Menta. He owns a farm. On his farm, he has cattle, he has rabbits, he has piggery. And he said he began the piggery business or farm with only 7,
Yeah.
2 males and 5 females. Now he has over 350, pigs. He's been selling and, they're still giving birth. So you know what we're talking about. With the cattle, he started with what, 5?
5.
Two male and then 3 female. He says one of the male was not strong enough, and so they had to let it go. But now he has almost 100 cattle, and he's not just rearing these animals, but he has a processing, facility that processes the meat and then bag it nicely. This is to let you know that it is possible to start your own business in Ghana, no matter how young you are. He is doing fine. He attended the KNUST, studied abroad for his master's, but that he is into farming, and that's how far he has come. So you have been nurturing some thoughts of starting your own business. I don't know what's scaring you or what's putting you off. Yes, you can't say that he was lucky because a lot of people often talk about the startup capital. But he had this friend, Amprechum, whose father is an architect, was gracious enough to have given him 10,000 Ghana cedis when he was around 22 or 23 years.
Yeah.
And that's how he started his whole farming business. So, well, he might have been lucky, but he's done so well that he's turned over the money around. I mean, he's been able to improve upon, what he is into in terms of the farm. I'd like to take a break. When we return, we have a few more to talk about. I mean, so young guy, 28 years. He has his own farm. I mean, he has some fine cars. He has some fine cars. How about girls and all that? And because, listen, the challenge for some people is that, and yesterday we had a conversation with PV Jantwa, and we talked about the fact that some businesses or many businesses don't thrive beyond 5 years. Some push to 7, and then the business looks as if it's collapsing because of the lifestyle of the owners of the businesses. So we'll be talking about what he has in mind to ensure that he doesn't suffer same. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. This is Love 99.5. We have Kwabena Dakwa Mensah. He owns 90s Honcho. Let me break it down. So he has a farm. He's into animal farming. And he rears cattle. He has piggery. He has, rabbits. So, for example, this afternoon, what we intend to do is we want to give out some of the processed meat for you guys to enjoy. So you tell us what you want. So let's say if you call, you say, I want some sausages, I want some rabbits, I want some pork meat, or I want cattle. We'll give it to you. All right, we'll give it to you. So you enjoy it. This is made in Ghana stuff. And of course, if you join us on Facebook, you get to see it for yourself. And, Kwabena is only, 28 years? And he started this business when he was 22 or 23. He was fortunate enough to have had somebody, a friend of his father. Okay, so his friend's father gave him some 10,000 Ghana cedis to start it all with, and he's been able to make good use of the money. Presently, he says he's working with some friends who have their main jobs, but when they close from work, then they come and they do this. Many people would think that it's easy out there. You know, we talk about, the startup capital is not easy to come by it. Somebody will also tell you that, listen, even to register your business or to get some certification from either the FDA or to get, some tax exemptions from GRA. I've heard all these before. How are you, navigating those ropes? How are you surviving it? I mean, how is it like for you to, for example, get your FDA? You have an FDA certificate?
Yeah.
For what? The farm or for the processed meat?
For both.
For both. So you have some certificate there. Many of our guys out there, I'm wondering about certification, so but you have certificate for all that. Was it easy for you to get it?
No, it was.
Would you say it's frustrating such that it nearly made you give up or something?
No, I wouldn't say so. Maybe I couldn't give up because I had already put so much in there.
But it was frustrating.
Back. Yes, it was
frustrating.
It was.
As a young entrepreneur, it's not easy. There are a lot of competition out there that you have to face and battle. I've heard people talk about, I wish that as a young entrepreneur, we could have some tax exemptions. Now, I know that the NEIP says that if young business people want exemptions, they can write through them and they will facilitate the exemptions for them also. Tell us about, your bit. Paying taxes, you think it's killing you or you think you're surviving it? I mean, how is it like?
Well, at the moment, I wouldn't say it's killing. I would say it's draining, yes. But it's not killing us yet.
But draining?
Yeah.
Would you love to have an exemption, tax exemptions, for example?
Yeah, to an extent. Because sometimes you look at it like, you just started this. Can you just breathe for a moment before you actually get into all of this? But then again, you don't get that. 28
years, and you have your own farm, you have your own processing, facility and all that. Are you living large?
I wouldn't say so.
Or large is relative here?
I would agree to that.
It is. What I'd say is large to you might not be large, and what I'll see as it could still be opposite.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I live large. No, because I haven't moved out from my father's house. I'm still there.
28 years, you know, I mean, marry.
No.
When do you intend to marry? What age, roughly?
Honestly, I don't know.
What is it for you? Business?
No. I believe when it comes, I will be there. I will be ready for it. Because I've been with friends that I never thought we were going to get married.
But they're married.
But they are.
Why are you still with your father? Why are you still living in your father's house?
My father is 75. I'm the last. And he probably needs some attention. So usually I want to be around him. I don't think I would ever want to leave yet. Unless, of course, maybe I get married right away.
I hear you.
Then I have to.
So we've been told that the public purse is full. We cannot sustain it. We've been told that the youth of today, someone like you, 28 years, should think entrepreneurial. And fortunately for you, you have had that mindset from day one. And so you're running your own business, running your own show. What would you want to say to the youth of today? What would you want to say to the young people out there?
Well, one thing I've realized is procrastination. A lot of people procrastinate a lot. So from experience, I've encountered a lot of people that I believe they're great. I actually believe in them a lot, but they don't believe in themselves.
They don't believe in themselves?
A lot. No, they don't. So they believe, if I could make this money, if I could make this much, then I could start that on the side. Or if I could have this time, then I could start that on the side. But then again, sometimes I begin to wonder, you do get off days from work, sometimes sick days. All these are times that you can actually invest into your business. I also believe that putting that aside, unless you actually start, you don't know what you're encountering.
Okay.
So you just have to start.
They just have to start.
Yeah.
So you were lucky you got money. What if somebody tells you right now, listen, I have this beautiful mind, in terms of business. What would you say to this person?
Okay. Unfortunately, our part of the world don't believe in partnership. But I believe partnership works, even if it's just a friend.
I've heard this over and over again, even yesterday.
Yeah.
Even yesterday, we talked about
I believe in
thing.
even if it's just a friend.
Okay.
We all have got that one friend who probably is just wasting money around and doesn't even know what they're doing. So if you could talk to them, let them know that this is it. I mean, maybe it's a loan, but I believe that if they are seeing what you're doing profitable, they might want to get to look into it more.
Okay. Listeners, you can join us on 0322083596. He's only 28 years old, and he's running his own business. He has an animal farm, and he has cattle, he has rabbits, he has, piggery. And he's not just rearing these animals to sell to people. He says that, listen, farmers are not paid, their worth. That's what he's saying. He said farmers are not paid their worth. So he's decided to add value to all that he is rearing. And so he has a processing plant as well. And even right now on Facebook, if you join us there, you can see his mincemeat machine blending the meat into mincemeat. He has sausages and all that. And I'm saying that, listen, I mean, if you call us right now, you tell us if you're interested in any of the meat, you'll be more free. And also, why will be out here? So rabbit is available. What do you call it?
The beef is available.
Beef is available. What again? We have pork is available. And then we have some sausages as well. So let's go on to the phone lines now. 0322083596. But I haven't forgotten my question as to whether, you have what it takes to sustain this business forever. Christoph, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. David Akuetteh, how are you, sir?
I am well, Chris.
David, I want to commend you guys, multimedia, what you are doing. You are inculcating into our young people the spirit of entrepreneurship. David, we followed the conversation keenly. I want to commend him. Less than 30 years, he has his own processing plant and all that. I want to let him know that he should add the poultry. So he should do everything meat, white meat, everything. So the poultry to fat. Well, I don't know why he's hesitating, but I believe that with this knowledge that he has gotten, that can help him venture to the poultry, and I believe that he'll excel and he will do well, David.
I hear you.
And then I think I'll go for the beef, David. So I'm on beef now.
Let me speak to my next caller, and the number to call us on is 0322083596. Kojo, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Kojo, how are you?
I'm fine. You?
I'm well, Kojo. Good to have you, sir. So let's hear you.
You have to say congrats to my man that he has tried.
Is that all you want to say, Kojo?
Yeah.
You don't have any question for him?
I want to get his number.
All right, so I'm sure you're also interested in any of my meat. So which one do you want? The rabbit? You want the sausage? You want the beef? What do you want?
I want the sausage.
You want some sausages?
Yeah.
I hear you. Kojo says he wants sausages. I hear you. 0322083596. We're talking to this young entrepreneur. He's only 28 years old. He has his own farm. He has a processing factory. Let me put it that way for his meat. Listen, Mansour is also on the line. Let's talk to Mansour. Mansour, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. D.
And how are you?
I'm doing great, Mr. D.
All right. So you're a businessman yourself, am I right?
Yes.
How tough or how easy is it like for you out there?
Mr. Dave, it's not easy. Wallah, it's not easy. But we know by God's grace, inshallah, we'll go through.
I hear you. Any question for my brother here, Kwabna here?
Yes, before that, Mr. Dave, I want rabbit.
Okay.
And the question is, how many rabbits did he start with? And how many are there now? And if someone wants to understand him, somebody wants to learn how to rear rabbit.
I hear you. And so thank you very much. He says how many rabbits did you start with?
Well, rabbits were about 12.
12 rabbits.
They weren't really expensive to buy.
Rabbits are not that expensive to buy. I hear you. All right, so thanks, Mansour, for giving us a call. He says he wants a rabbit. Can we speak to our next caller here? Ernest, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am well. Thanks for asking, boss. So welcome, sir. Let's hear you.
Oh, I want to wish my brother all the best. I know animal farm is not easy. My my uncle has been doing something. Yes, we are facing a lot of challenges. But I want to wish my brother all the best and encourage him to keep on going. It's not easy everywhere, but you definitely succeed.
I hear you, and that was Ernest. So, Charlie, Pius, take their numbers as well. I mean, write their numbers so we can get in touch with them and give them their stuff. So, Ernest, what do I give you?
Oh, rabbit will be fine.
Why rabbits? Tell me, why rabbits?
Oh, I know rabbit is very, very delicious.
I hear you. I hear you. And that was Ernest who joined us also on the lines 03220-83596. Ernest, thanks for passing through. Who do we have? Is it KO? Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. David.
Yes, what's your name, please?
Please, I'm Fauzia.
Fauzia. Okay, so Fauzia, how are you doing?
I'm good.
All right, so let's hear you, Fauzia.
This is my brother. We wish him a good luck and may the Almighty God bless him. He can do it. He move and move. Ghanaians, we have talented people. Talented, very financial problems everywhere. So I wish him all the good luck.
Fauzia, how about you? Don't you want to know how you can start your own small business? Don't you have some plans that you want to know how you can, execute it?
I want to ask you, how did he manage to get the land? They were getting a land in the state. How did he manage to get the land?
All right, so you want to answer that question for Fauzia. She wants to know how you got the land. I don't know whether she's interested in getting a land for herself to do something with, though, but how difficult or easy was it for you to get the land to start this?
For us, it wasn't really difficult because it was just across the street where we had the farm.
You started, the first one, according to you, was a family land.
Family land.
But later you got one that was across the street.
It was available just across the street.
And it wasn't that difficult to come by. So he was lucky. Fauzia, thanks. Fauzia, are you still on the line?
Yeah, it is.
All right, so which of the meats do you want?
I want sausage.
You want some sausage. All right. I'm wondering how your face looks like in sausage to be nice, huh? Don't mind me, Fauzia. Thanks for coming through. 03220-83596. Isa.
Please. The questions that I would like to ask.
Am I speaking to Isa?
Yes, please. Yes,
okay,
please.
so Isa, let's hear you.
Please, the question that I would like to ask my brother. I'm a young guy too, who is interested in entrepreneur. Like, I have cattle that are rare. And I think for the past years, I had the idea of rearing the rabbit street. But I don't have the knowledge. That's why I didn't put myself inside.
Isa, so what's the question here?
I want to ask my brother if he allows anybody to get close to him that he could get the knowledge.
Okay, so you want to understudy him, you want to learn from him. Is that possible?
Yeah,
it's possible.
I don't think it's a problem.
He says he doesn't think it's a problem. So Isa, what you can do is that we have your number. We will get in touch with you, Isa, and then we'll link you up to Kwabena here as well. Thanks for calling us, Isa. But Isa, which of the meats do you want?
I would like the rabbit too, please.
You also want rabbit?
Rabbit.
Okay, I hear. Let's speak to Richard Opoku, who is also on the line. Richard, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dave.
Are you into poultry farming?
No.
Or dressmaking?
He's really starting my interest in it.
He's done what?
He's really getting my interest in it.
So you're going to start some animal farming too?
Yes, I would think so.
You're not too sure yet, huh?
Yes.
All right, so the airwaves is yours right now. What do you want to say to him? What do you want to ask us? Just feel free, go ahead.
All right. For me, that part that he says he's not paying himself yet because he thinks the business hasn't gotten to a stage where he can pay himself. It really shows how serious he is. And he doesn't want to eat his chicken before they are hatched. My brother, you are very serious, and I think you are going to go far. If you keep this mentality and keep pushing, you get to where you never dreamt of getting to. Kudos to you.
All right. Thanks, Richard. Richard, what do you want?
Rabbit.
And this is the same way. And you'll be here also, baby.
But rabbit meat is where they will live.
Pius, that is for Richard Opoku. You're putting it in front of the last caller. Richard, thanks for calling us, though. Let's speak to our final caller, Daniel. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, Charlie, your voice is a bit low for my liking. Can you raise your voice for me, Daniel?
Sorry,
good afternoon.
sorry.
How are you?
I'm doing well, my brother.
All right, so welcome, Daniel. Let's hear you.
Okay. My brother, in the studios, let me tell you that you are doing very well. You are one of the big things that is going to happen to Ghana in terms of meat processing. But I want to send this message across. Our leaders, in as much as some of the young people like us have decided to start up, they should make a process that requires us to get licenses and other stuff very convenient for us. Because the kind of frustration that they make people go through, that's what a lot of people dislike to push forward. Is it because we don't have the brown envelope to give or whatever? They should make things feasible for us because we are the future of this country.
I hear you, Daniel. So I have some meat for you. I don't know which one you prefer, though.
I'm going for rabbit.
Hey. I hear you. Thanks, Daniel, for calling us. And we cannot pick any more calls. What would you want to leave us with? What were your final words?
The last thing I want to tell everybody out there is it's never too late and anybody can do it. It's never too late and anybody can do it. Yeah. Kwabena Dakwa Mesa, thanks for joining us this afternoon. God bless you.
Thank you too.
And
listeners, the meat will be made available tomorrow. When you say Nam Diabese, so tomorrow by midday, the meat will be available at the front desk of Love 99.5. We have your details. Fazia and Daniel and co. We have Richard Opoku, we have Isa, we have your details. If you don't come for it tomorrow around midday, the next day we're not say. So don't come and say me we need and me we need and me we need it. Tomorrow 12, front desk Love FM. Come pick up your stuff. Thanks for joining us, Kwabena, and enjoy the rest of the day. But on the 26th to the 28th of this month, November, we have the Habitat Fair coming up. One of the ambassadors is with me in the studios of Love 99.5. Ambassador Erastus Asaridonko.
Ambassador David Akuetteh.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good to see you and have you.
Great to see you as well. I'm inspired by him. Seriously.
You should be inspired.
Your guest is a fantastic guy.
You should be inspired.
Many have degrees and all that, but they are waiting for white collar jobs. He decides to step into the other way and make some money. I'm also inspired. I'm going to do something.
He says that rabbits, they pee a lot. They pee. And the pee smells.
My junior brother already has a farm.
Okay.
At Konongo, and he's doing fantastic.
That's
and
nice,
so I think listening to him, I feel good.
So let's talk about Habitat Fair.
Yeah, I think we're chosen as ambassadors, if not for nothing at all. We know the rudiments of getting your own house.
It is not easy.
And it's a necessity, David.
It's
a necessity. Somebody is listening to us right now, and he or she is thinking, is it possible for this salary, with this earnings I do have, is it possible to build my own house? You want me to answer
that question?
Yes, do.
It is very, very, very possible.
And that's why we want you to come and learn.
It's all about planning.
Yes.
Putting the right plan,
yes,
you would succeed.
Yes.
And so on the 26th to the 28th of this month of November at the Kumasi City Mall. Yeah, be there and then let's do this together.
You know what we are doing? We are assembling all the experts, dealers, when it comes to building. The mortgage experts, we have security experts, those who have the modern gadgets to even police your home for you when you're not there.
Yeah.
Every question with regards to home, just come, let's Jojo. You'll find the answers you need to get in your own home.
Well, tomorrow I can assure you that I'll be sharing a very personal story with you. Listen, if you have ever dealt with some crazy landlords or landladies, you wish you have your own. I had my own fair share of experiences with some of these landlords and landladies. Tomorrow I'll tell you a story. Something that motivated and pushed me.
Yeah.
To decide.
Yes.
To do what I had to do.
It's not a small decision. But with the Habitat Fair, you get some good answers that will really help you.
A lot of people will be there to help you. And of course, you get to know a lot of items that you haven't heard of.
Yes.
Things that will protect. Some of the items are so cheap.
So cheap. And when we talk of CCTV, you might think that, it's so expensive. No, we have modern CCTV that even have motion sensors and other things. You can monitor on your phone wherever you are who is getting into your house. They have human sensors that when somebody cross the camera, you'll be able to know who is in your house and all that.
Available. And of course, some of the materials that you think are expensive. Some people use some old stuff, old school material. It makes it quite expensive.
Yes.
But there are modern day technology that is being used in putting up buildings.
Yes.
That are very, I won't say affordable, very cheap.
Yes.
Be there and you learn more. Erasmus, we'll do some more talk tomorrow.
Thank you very much,
on radio. But Charlie, for now it's time for us to bring to you the BBC News. And then DJ Ruben will drive you home safely on Drive Time on Love.
Something new is coming.
It's massive debt load.